3, 2, 1.
We're back.
Episode 33.
White Claw Wednesday.
Welcome back, everyone. Cheers up, brother.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Oh, man. Variety Pack 2 just hits different, dude.
It does, man. It's good. It's really good.
So, I went to JK. They had the tall cans, and they had these.
Yeah.
Decided to go with the Variety Pack 2. But it is actually incredible how much they rack up the price there.
At JK?
Mm-hmm. Guess how much this was?
$20?
Yep. Which actually, I mean, it's not that bad. You remember San Francisco?
Bad.
It's bad. You remember in San Francisco, what was that market that I lived by? Can't believe I'm asking you this. I should know this.
I know exactly what you're talking
Molly
about.
Stones.
Yeah,
Molly Stones.
I can picture it right now. Mm-hmm.
Nice little home. It was like a local grocery store type of vibe.
One of those grocery stores where you're coming in from the outside, you don't think it's that big, but then you get in there, it's
pretty big.
It's
a
lot bigger than you think.
They had it for like $19, and sometimes it would go on like $18.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was in San Francisco, I mean, everything's more expensive there, but
Yeah.
when I was in San Francisco, I would often buy it there just because it was so convenient and close, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, yeah. I've never bought it for $20, and it was $20.
Wow, that's JK.
Well, yeah, it serves me right for not preparing or buying one of these at... I was literally at Target yesterday, too. I'm an idiot.
What flavors do they have the tall cans in? Is it just mango?
There's mango. There's another one. All I was
Black cherry?
It's not anything great. It's not anything.
You know black cherry is apparently the second most popular flavor.
Second most popular?
It is mango and then black cherry.
Really?
Yeah.
That is, I mean, somewhat disturbing and surprising.
And I was in Stater Brothers a couple weeks ago, and I noticed black cherry and mango are in individual boxes.
See,
like they're individually sold.
I'm wondering if it's because mango's like the best flavor, and then black cherry's like the easiest to make or something, and therefore people just buy it more. I don't know.
Maybe.
I like to think that people are actually sane and they don't like black cherry that much.
I mean, ruby grapefruit's the worst from the original.
Right, 100%.
Okay, so
let's get into it, dude. What you got for me this week?
You saw the Batman trailer, right?
Oh hell yeah, I saw the Batman trailer.
So DC FanDome.
Okay,
which is what it was called. The whole event that had all these reveals, including the Batman trailer in it.
Is that what FanDome was?
Yeah, DC FanDome was a 24-hour event on the 22nd of August.
Did you know that there was going to be a Batman trailer coming out? I
didn't know like that. I actually, you know what? I take it all back. I didn't know there was going to be a trailer.
Okay.
I didn't know there was going to be a trailer.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
And so when I heard I saw, I think Scott sent it to us actually.
I sent it.
Oh, you sent it?
I sent it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
It said DC FanDome.
Batman trailer.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, you know.
Did you think it was a fan-made trailer?
Exactly. Because
on you saw Robert Pattinson.
Well, no, once I saw it and saw the production.
You watched the whole thing.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, this is a real
actual
movie.
Batman movie going out, yeah.
But when I first read it and I didn't watch it right away, I was like, oh, like someone came out with a fan trailer, and Scott was like, he said he got
he said he saw it on Twitter.
An ad or something. Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was a fan trailer because, you know, I've watched plenty of them online, you know, just like compilations and stuff.
Yeah. So the idea why they called it FanDome was that it was like pretty much taking Comic-Con and Zoomifying it, making it online. So there was you have this 24-hour event that happened on the 22nd where you just had different panels of the creators and stars of these different reveals. Mm-hmm. Basically having Zoom calls together, and the entire world could log on and watch.
Really?
Pretty much. So they had James Gunn was on, and he was on with a Zoom call with the whole cast of the Suicide Squad movie. That was another one of the big reveals, is they revealed the whole cast of that movie and who each person's playing, and then Matt Reeves.
I'm sorry, you're gonna be upset at me.
What?
They're making a second Suicide Squad?
Yeah, but it's kind of like a reboot, redo.
It's a recast.
It's interesting because you have some returning characters, but you don't have all the returning characters.
I see. Okay.
And then it's a different writer and director. It's James Gunn, the writer and director of Guardians of the Galaxy. We've talked about how James Gunn is like the one is the example that comes to my mind when I think of the whole cancel culture catapulting someone into greater heights.
Yep.
So yeah, that was a cool reveal. It wasn't really a trailer. It was literally just like character name played by this person, character name, and it was just like showing them in the costume and stuff. Pretty simple. And then a couple quick little behind the scenes stills and scenes very fast, not a technical trailer. But I think they did that because there were all the other trailers that they were dropping, like the Batman. They dropped the Wonder Woman trailer. They had new video game trailers. So they didn't want to like overflood the trailer feel.
Yep.
But the Batman was definitely the best reveal from the event for sure.
1,000%.
And it was,
dude, it looks so sick, bro.
it's like I didn't expect it. I didn't expect it to look that good. I knew we
were going to talk about it. Same. I knew we were going to talk about it, and I was honestly thinking about like watching it and like reviewing it, like not live because we've already seen it, but like on this. But we have listeners, so I don't want to
bore them.
Yeah. So watch it, everyone.
Yeah, watch it.
Sick.
Yeah.
And we we hung out. Was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yesterday. It was yesterday.
And we were briefly talking about it, and one of the things that I said was that it just, the vibe, the atmosphere of the trailer was exactly what I envision the DC universe as. And like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm really happy they're going like
it feels
full
like
in.
It feels like we're going back to like the Dark Knight times, in terms of because when you had the Dark Knight trilogy happening, you had the Marvel with the lighthearted side, but then you just had the DC represented by the Dark Knight, and that was just like so much different, and it feels like we're going back to that, which is awesome.
I'm stoked
because that's what I think. That's why I love Batman so much, is because he's super, super serious, and everything is all dark and gritty.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's definitely what the vibe it gives off, and that when he beats up that criminal, man. Oof.
What does he say? He says, "Who are you?"
I'm vengeance.
Dude, the sound
turns on the
there,
car.
The sound effects are so badass in those fight scenes.
And
too.
I don't know. There's a really like right after he says that "I'm vengeance" line, he like starts the car. There's a couple action shots, and then there's this one action shot of a criminal up close to him with a gun. The criminal shoots the gun, and it just bounces right off of his chest plate. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, and then at the end of the trailer, he takes off the mask, and he still has the eyeshadow.
He's got the eye paint, kind of. Yeah.
Which is a huge thing for Batman nerds, because Batman Returns, 1992, Michael Keaton's second Batman film. At the end, when Batman's about to show, spoiler alert, reveal to Catwoman that he's Batman, you get a shot of Batman. And you're like, wait, what? Why do I see the white, like, why do I see the pale skin around Batman's eyes right now? Like, what happened to his makeup? And then he rips off the cowl, and it's like, okay. But it was so obviously done to where you get a shot of Batman normal, you cut back to Catwoman listening, and then you cut back to Batwoman, then you cut back to Batman about to reveal himself. And when you cut back, suddenly the eye makeup's gone.
Right.
And he just ran. It's like, come on. Like,
dude.
It's just a nice little detail to
why
like.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, like, I mean, we all know he's wearing makeup, like we're not.
Exactly.
And and now we see how cool it can be when you leave the makeup on,
dude. Yeah, it does. What do you think about the casting of it? What do you think about Robert Pattinson? See, I can't tell you how many times I've got that wrong throughout my lifetime.
It's okay. But yeah, I mean, Edward Cullen, that's where, all the ladies know him as Edward Cullen. Also, before he was Edward Cullen, he was Cedric Diggory.
Fact.
I mean, after seeing this trailer, I'm all in.
Cedric Diggory.
Cedric Diggory. I'm all in after seeing this trailer.
He's Hufflepuff, right?
Yeah. I was a little hesitant when Robert Pattinson was first cast, just because I was like, whoa, what the?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like Batman.
Do you think that was his voice? It had to be, right?
I think it was. And I honestly, I don't know.
I dig it.
I dig it too.
I love how he's
it's
a young.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
younger, so
it's his second year of being Batman.
Right. So
according to the director Matt Reeves. Yeah.
We have a long future of this if this goes well, man. That's so exciting.
Fuck. Yeah. Yeah, it's very cool.
The moment that really got me excited about it, and I don't even know why, and I'm going back to this whole atmosphere thing, but the moment that got me excited is when they like, it was a quick cut. It was honestly like maybe 1 or 2 seconds, but it's when I think the chief of police is giving like a
speech.
You
kind of have a side angle of everybody.
And it's like the side angle. It's like there's there's like a museum in the background or wherever they do those speeches in New York.
And you see Jim Gordon off to the side.
Right. Yeah. And then it's like the clouds and like the sky just looks almost like this gray hue, and I'm just like, God, like that is so perfect. Like I love that, man. I love that, because like you would never see that in a Marvel film. Like they gotta build their own thing. I honestly believe that.
Yeah, I agree. And it's gonna be set in modern day too. That was the thing that people were saying it was gonna be 90s.
Oh, really?
That was the main rumor floating around before anything was shown. But now, after watching the trailer, the small details of, you have that one, like when that car crashes through that gathering of people and Bruce Wayne pushes that person out of the way. You see the person get out of the crash car and he's got like a cell phone bomb strapped to him. And then you also have when the guy asks like, who the hell are you? And then Batman beats up the thug. You see in the group of thugs watching Batman, one of them is holding a cell phone. So yeah, it's definitely.
You watched one of those like breakdowns, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did.
Of course. You miss certain things. Like when I watched the trailer, I didn't even know that was Colin Farrell, and he was in it twice. He's in 2 shots, and I had no idea it was him. And it's because he's
picture him in it.
It's because he's got so much prosthetic. There's one shot of just like a grumpy looking old kind of white guy like standing in the rain with like rain falling on his face. It's a close up, and then at the very end of the trailer, after you hear the "I'm Vengeance" line and all that stuff, there's a shot of a guy driving a car. And and the guy's like, oh, this guy's crazy, or something like that.
Oh, that's him.
That's Colin Farrell as the Penguin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did not notice that at all, dude. So my question: how are they gonna tie this into the whole universe thing? 'Cause, like,
this is standalone as you can get.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're not gonna try and throw Wonder Woman in there, maybe a Justice League,
because
2?
I don't know if you knew this, but Ben Affleck is coming back.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, there's going to be a Flash movie in 2022 that is based in time travel, because the Flash can run so fast that he can travel through time. And not only is Ben Affleck returning as Batman for that movie, because he's in that same, he's been in 2 movies with Ezra Miller's Flash at this point, and Ezra Miller's the star of this new Flash movie. You also have Michael Keaton returning, who I was mentioning earlier, the original first movie Batman. So you're going to have 2 Batmans in this Flash movie, and then meanwhile you're going to have Robert Pattinson doing his own thing. So DC is very much going for they're just done really trying to like
tie it all together.
They're done getting boxed in. They're just going for it. They're just doing what they want to. Some of it's connected, some of it isn't connected, and it's one of those things where it's like, either figure it out or just don't give a fuck. Or like either tune in and you'll follow it, or don't tune in and you don't care, so it's all good. Because I really think the people who are watching and following, like me, fans like me, we know what's up. Like I don't really need to be told like with a smack over the head, like, oh, this Batman movie is separate from this Batman happening over here. As a comic book nerd, I already know what's going on. So it's just like they're really just trying to. Yeah, they're not really trying to be Marvel anymore, I think, and they're really doing their own thing.
I honestly think that's good.
And that's how you got a movie like Joker last year.
Yeah.
Is because they weren't trying to tie that to anything. They just gave a director his reins, just do your thing. Yeah. And that's why they had success with the Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah. Gave Nolan his time, did his thing, And
who knows? I mean, they could it sounds weird, but, we only think of like DC as like behind, because like we're in the now with like Marvel. Mm-hmm. And like they're doing really successful. Yeah. Like in the future, like let's say everyone's tired of Marvel, like you can only go so far, and like Marvel's gonna do.
Yeah, you can only be on top forever.
And you can only go so far, and then people are gonna get tired of it. Like they're gonna run out of superheroes to use. They're gonna, people are gonna get tired of space travel and all this things, and then who knows? DC could be like our children's Marvel or something along those lines. Yeah. Like people will forget about movies in the past if they're just like, well, we're starting over, and just boom.
Do you see? Here's a good question. Huh. With like the Infinity War saga totally complete, they're gonna try to continue to obviously like Phase 5 or whatever, keep the MCU going.
4 or 5, yeah.
But I'm wondering if, while that's being continued, is there gonna be some new Iron Man that's gonna come along that's just gonna blow things up? Because they obviously had a plan to do a shared universe when they started with Iron Man. There were always plans, but nothing. If you trace the movies and you trace the stories and you find plot holes and all that stuff, you can see that not every single step was planned out. Like when Iron Man was coming out, Kevin Feige wasn't thinking like, oh, we're going to have Infinity War followed by Endgame.
Right.
Things happen like based on the success of one thing after another. So I wonder, maybe there's potentially something out there that could come out that could blow up in a new way.
Yeah.
Because in a way, you kind of had like, before Marvel took over and the MCU became the thing.
Yeah.
Right before that, you sort of had the Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings kind of riding you had Lord of the Rings in the beginning of the 2000s, and then you had the Harry Potter carry the rest of the 2000s into the 10s, and then you got Marvel for the 10s, and now we're in the 20s. So I'm wondering, like, is there going to be a new big franchise that's going to be the thing,
like a new sci-fi thing?
Yeah, or just just a new thing that's gonna blow up into multiple sequels and all that, and everybody's gonna be watching it and all that shit. Yeah,
I wonder. I can't even think of a universe. Like, I feel like people have to be so creative about that stuff.
Yeah, and then you also just kind of have to strike gold too.
Yeah,
you know, cast someone as perfect as Robert Downey Jr. For that role, and just have things blow up the right way.
I gotta rewatch Iron Man 1, dude.
Oh, dude, it's so good. Yeah.
So good.
Okay, so let's change, because we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Okay, well, since we're talking about DC,
you got another thing to throw in?
Okay. Let me just touch on this.
Yes.
They're going all in on Batman Zone, because they came out with the Arkham Knights video game.
Oh yeah.
In the same FanDome.
Oh yeah, there were a
session,
lot. There
right?
were a lot of reveals. Oh yeah, big time.
And so the new game, which I don't know if you watched the entire I think it was like a 15-minute gameplay / trailer.
Yeah,
it was like a weird thing going on.
I watched some of it.
It looks sick.
It does look cool.
Like the fighting.
Yeah. Have you played the Batman Arkham games?
I have not, but you have. I've played it with you.
Okay, bro, I'm telling you, man. I'm not gonna guarantee anything for this Gotham Knights game, because if I'm being honest with you, there's 4 Batman Arkham games, and 3 of them are made by Rocksteady, and 1 of them is made by Warner Brothers Games Montreal, and that's the studio that's making this new Gotham Knights. And their Arkham Knight is, it's not called Arkham Knight, but their Arkham game is the weakest of the 4.
Really?
And that's like a universally known thing among the fans. But that's not. I'm not saying it's bad. Like, it's still good. Like, it's
a good game. Just doesn't compare.
It just doesn't compare to the other 3, which are made by the same studio.
I get what you're saying.
So I can't guarantee that Gotham Knights will be on a level like Arkham City and Arkham Asylum were on. But needless to say, if you started there, it'd be fun, because I can see when I'm watching the trailer, it's the same basic combat and same vibe carried over.
Yeah.
So yeah, it would still be just as fun. I just don't know if it's gonna be. I'm saying for you, since you don't have any other
that's a good
things
point
to
right
compare
there.
it to.
Because I'm thinking that game looks sick. 4 superheroes.
Yeah.
And
you never dived fully into the Arkham series, so it would be very new for you.
One time I came over and you were playing, I think it was Arkham City, or maybe
it was probably Arkham City.
Or
that's the one
Asylum.
I played the most. Yeah.
It was like a boss match, a boss fight with Deathstroke. Is that a?
Oh, dude, yeah. That was actually Arkham Origins. That's the one that's made by Montreal. The one the makers that are making.
Well, guess
Arkham,
what? You gave me the controller and I loved it, so I'm going in.
Yeah, and the boss fights are really fun too. Yeah,
and I can't wait to compare it to the Spider-Man game that's coming out, because I'm definitely getting that too.
Oh yeah, that's a good comparison to make, actually, just because when I played the PS4, the first Spider-Man game, I felt a lot of similarities between it and Arkham.
Okay, question, because I don't really know. What is the major difference between Robin and Nightwing? Because here's it. You got Like, wasn't...
I can think of 3 Robins right now, 3 iterations of Robin.
Okay.
You got Dick Grayson. He's the first one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. He's the very first Robin who was discovered through the circus. He was a family member of the Flying Graysons, the trapeze artists.
Okay.
Circus is attacked by Two-Face. His family dies. Dick Grayson becomes Robin. Batman takes him under the wing because Batman's at this event where his parents die. He's trying to save the day. So there you have Dick Grayson. He's Nightwing.
Yeah.
Since he's the first Robin, he takes up the Nightwing mantle when other Robins pretty much come in to, take his mantle, or he just wants to upgrade from Robin because it's like a little kid costume because he started out as a kid.
Okay.
And then you have Jason Todd, who's a version of Robin who was murdered by the Joker in a very famous comic series called Death in the Family. And Jason Todd is murdered by Joker, comes back to life by the pool of something, League of Shadows, Ra's al Ghul, how Ra's al Ghul lives forever. That's a whole other thing. Lazarus Pit, that's what it's called, Lazarus Pit. Brings you back to life. Jason Todd comes back to life. He becomes the Red Hood, which he's also featured in that video game.
There we go.
And then it's not confirmed I don't know who the actual Robin in the video game is, but I'm assuming it's Damian Wayne, who is the son of Bruce Wayne and the spawn of Bruce Wayne's love affair with Ra's al Ghul's daughter, which is depicted in The Dark Knight Rises. Maria Tate, basically the woman that Batman sleeps with and then gets stabbed in the back by, pretty much literally. In the comics, they have a kid, and it's Damian Wayne, and he becomes Robin. So I'm assuming Damian Wayne is the Robin in the video game. You got Jason Todd as Red Hood, and you got Dick Grayson as Nightwing.
I can't believe you actually know all those names. That's incredible, dude. Like, you don't even understand. Even if I was as into it as you are, and like I played all the video games, I'd be like, okay, the girl with the hair, and like, the first one. That is incredible. Okay, but not to like keep going on this, but in terms of like the mechanics of the heroes, I mean, what is like structurally, like, is there like, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna have to come out with something that like, differentiates the Robins from each other.
Oh, you mean like each character has different play styles?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Now that's where I can't really say much because there have been multiple there have been multiple characters like you can play as in all the Arkham games. Like in Arkham City, you could play as Robin and Nightwing and Catwoman and all that stuff. Fight as them and shit. But their moves and overall feel always felt the same as Batman. Like it didn't feel like I needed to learn new moves or learn new abilities. It just felt like the animations look different, obviously, because I'm fighting as Catwoman, but the skill doesn't change,
And it'll probably be the same.
And it will probably be like that too, to where it's just a preference of who do you think looks cooler, or would you rather use a baton to beat up your enemies or a samurai sword? I don't know. Like it's just stuff like probably like simple stuff.
I wonder if there's gonna be
that.
like some pretty cool like multiplayer co-op type of deal.
They might, because interestingly enough, the one Arkham game that Montreal made was the only one that featured multiplayer. But it was the shittiest part of the game and the part that nobody played. So
got it.
And I even played it myself. It was pretty terrible. But so we would. I don't know.
I'm excited to see how they.
I bet there'll be co-op. So I bet like you and me could hop on. And I could play as Robin, you could play as Nightwing, and we could do story.
It might be like a mission type.
I bet that's what they'll do. I don't think they'll do like multiplayer, like team versus team.
Well, all right. You were transitioning into something else. I'm excited for that. DC's going all in on Batman Zone. Obviously, they're having a new actual Batman. They're having a Batman video.
They're having Ben Affleck return.
And
they're bringing back Michael Keaton, the original movie Batman. So yeah,
DC doesn't give a fuck.
They're just doing what they want now. Yeah,
they're like, how are we gonna make the most money? And I respect it. They got to do something different because we've talked about it many times where they're messing up.
Yeah, they were always trying to. They were playing catch up for the past few years.
Sweet, I'm excited.
Okay, this is Torey Lanez situation. So Megan Thee Stallion named Torey Lanez as her shooter.
Right. So
finally,
for those of you that don't know, and Frank, you can fact check me on this. Torey Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion were at a party with
Kylie Jenner.
Kylie Jenner.
And
I guess
Megan Thee Stallion and Torey Lanez left in their car, driven by a bodyguard, without Kylie Jenner.
Right. I guess
got into an argument.
Tory Lanez and Kylie Jenner allegedly were flirting, or is that not
Someone
confirmed?
was given too much attention to someone.
Okay, and then
that
that's
sparked
how
an argument.
Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion were like, they got heated because they were in a relationship, and then what happened?
Well, I'm pretty sure tried to leave. Like, she was like, I'm done with you. Walks out of the car, and then apparently he shoots at her, and he shoots her in the foot.
He shot her in the foot.
That's
what Meg Thee Stallion's saying.
That's where we're at right now. And here's the thing.
Damn, dude. Come on, Tory.
What are you doing, bro? What are you doing,
dude? Like, okay, here's my thing.
It's tough.
I love his music.
I know, it's
first of
really
all,
hard
not cool, bro. Like, you're screwing over yourself, but you're also screwing over all your fans.
Yeah, you're really putting us in an awkward position.
And that's two. You're screwing over yourself. You're screwing over your fans, but also you just don't shoot people. Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously.
Is that a cardinal sin? Don't attempted murder.
I just want to.
And I want, like, this is a weird situation, right? Because I'm gonna say something weird here.
Okay, I'm ready. Get ready, everybody.
Those are 3 reasons why I'm like, dude, you fucked up. You deserve it.
Uh-huh.
I don't want him to go away, though. I don't want him to be put away because I want him to keep continuing to make music. And I don't think he will be put away. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like he's just in that situation, and there was like, it was so hazy, and Meg Thee Stallion comes out at a later date that people are just going to forget about it. Like, I really think this is going to blow over.
Okay, apparently the LAPD is looking into it, though.
That might just be a cop-out, dude. It might be.
After she said, like, it was him.
No pun intended.
Yeah, after she said it was him. Apparently an investigation was started up again. And either way, he's got a court date coming up in October for his felony armed charge that he got that night. Because that night, all he got charged for was having a gun in his car, which is probably the gun he used to shoot her.
But they didn't know that it, like, can't they, like, inspect the gun? And, like, they'll know if it was fired, right?
Yeah. It's a situation where it's hard to know everything that's going on because
I don't want to reference NCIS, but I mean,
all we're getting really is information from Megan. And obviously that isn't the worst thing to go on since she was there. I'm just meaning in the legal side of things. Like what is happening legally?
Right.
Because if he did shoot her and she has confirmed that he did shoot her, then what's keeping him from being charged with assault?
That's a good question.
With a deadly weapon.
I don't know. I wish we had an expert on.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely assault with a deadly weapon if he gets convicted for it and it's true and all that stuff.
Or I mean, attempted murder.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not looking good, bro.
No, it's not looking good
for Torey.
No, it's not looking good at all.
Good thing he just came out with something last year. Was it last year?
He came out with something this year in March 2020.
It was a single, no?
No, it was an album, The New Toronto 3.
Oh, that came out in 2020?
Yeah, he made a trilogy off his New Toronto mixtape series, which I really like.
What is
Well, that was sorry about that burp. That was
I know. I
that was
quieted
rough.
down right as you.
Yeah, right as it came into the mic.
What's his really good song?
Dirty Money.
Broken a Minute.
Oh, Broken a Minute.
That wasn't his new album.
Oh no, Broken a Minute's on his new album. Yeah.
No, Dirty Money wasn't there. Right?
No, Dirty Money. No. Dirty Money's from actually his very first album in 2016. But
what's the one? What? Sorry, go ahead.
Broken a Minute? Is that what you're talking about?
No, what's the one? No, that is what I'm talking about. That's
Do the Most?
No, the one that he has Conor McGregor in the beginning, and it's like
Stupid Again.
Stupid Again. Fuck,
About to go stupid again.
That one's like a banger. Too.
Yeah, that one's really good, dude. He
I want to take this time to apologize
to absolutely fucking nobody.
The double champ does what the fuck he wants. And then
through the bass drops,
dude.
yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah. There's a lot of people, a lot of celebrities, jumping to Megan Thee Stallion's side, which.
Well, it's a one-sided story at this point.
Oh, it's 100%. Because I mean, especially when you don't say anything, when you stay completely quiet, you don't say anything.
That's what's really suspicious and pretty telling, if you ask me.
Yeah, pretty telling. And here's the thing: I don't mean it. It's gonna make me sound bad, but
I already sounded bad by saying I
it already makes it sounded bad.
I don't actually mean that, all right? I hope, but I don't mean it.
I find it. I really think he did. I can see him shooting her.
Oh, I think he shot her.
And I'm saying that in like a. I'm not doubting Megan's story at all. What I'm doing is like as when you're a fan of an artist for a long time and you watch them in videos and interviews and you listen to their music and so on, you kind of get a feeling for what they would do in certain situations, how they would react, what would actually go down if shit went a certain way. So when I hear this story, it doesn't surprise me, and I think he did it because I can see him doing it, and I know the kind of guy he is, and I know he has a short man complex.
I was just about to say, dude, it's got to be his complex going on right now.
I know he does. I mean, I've seen him. I've been literally like a foot away from him while he was crowd surfing next to me, so I've seen how tiny this guy is.
Mm-hmm.
He is so tiny, and
he's got to compensate. You know,
he's
compensated very successfully until now.
And it sucks that it's like he finally like kind of got some clout and then he fucked it up, because he's been in the game since 2009. And his mom died when he was like 12 or so. Mm. So that was a big motivator for him. And, you know, when you come into the game in 2009 and like he didn't really get recognition until 2013 with his mixtape, and then he starts getting mainstream success right before he shoots her, pretty much, with, you know, his What's Poppin' remix and his quarantine radio and stuff. He's like kind of like gaining this like mainstream follow in a way. And then he goes and shoots one of the biggest female artists right now. And that's why it's like it's not a surprise to me, because he comes from such like, he's in a situation where he gets called out for something and it pisses him off.
I wonder if that's what she went after.
I mean,
it's real just speculation.
It's all speculation.
Yeah, it's all speculation. But this is what I picture, okay? And now I'm just being a dick, but I'm okay with it. They're in a fight, and Meg Thee Stallion's big. She's not.
She's 5'10".
Yeah,
I think.
She's taller than me.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, if someone like called me short and they were an inch taller than me, I would be upset. I don't care who you are. I'm not gonna lie. It's just, you know, I mean, usually you just don't say those type of things because you're a nice person. Speculation. She calls him short, like little man.
Yeah.
And he's drunk off his mind. Boom. He's over, bro.
Yeah.
He's over the line at that point. She dips out.
I can see them arguing for a while. I can also see her talking shit on the fact that she's been popping longer than he has, and he's been in the game for over a decade, and she's been in the game for like 2 years, and she's already hotter than he is.
Yeah.
And also, you know, stuff like that, and the fact that, you know, he's tiny. And then I wouldn't be surprised.
Is she, though? I don't know if I would put her... She has more popular songs, but I think in terms of, like...
I'm just saying how she's feeling. Like, she feels like she's way hotter than he is in terms of popularity and stuff. So, when he sees, you know, him being disloyal with Kylie or whatever, like, it pisses her off in the way. Like, she's like, you shouldn't be fucking around on me because, like, I'm more popping than you. Because she's thinking, she's like, wow, I'm dating this dude who's shorter than me, who's been in the game for a decade, and who isn't even as big as me. And he's over here being disloyal and acting all cool about it. So I'm going to tell him that, hey, I'm the one settling for you right now.
Good for her.
I'm the hot shit. I'm bigger than you.
Good for her.
In every way. You know? So she... well, I mean, hey, I'm not... beautiful body Megan has, so I'm not saying that, obviously. But I'm just saying she could whoop on Torey if she wanted to.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And that's probably what was going on. She whoops on him. She gets tired of whooping on him. She's like, you know, what am I doing? I'm done with it. I'm out of here. She walks out. He's freshly he just got beat up, and he's like, oh, wow, he's pissed. He just grabs his gun. He starts shooting. Hits her in the foot. That's the way I see it.
Dude, honestly.
And right there you have...
You could probably just go to the cops right now, dude. I think you nailed it.
Guys, I know what happened. I can give you the rundown. But here's my thing. I don't want to be like, I want to still listen to his music. And for the same reason why I still want to listen to Michael Jackson's music.
Can he just get like a studio
For the
jail
same-
cell? Is that a thing?
For the same reason I still want to listen to I mean, I'm actually not a Chris Brown fan, but I do like the song Forever from The Office Wedding with Pam and Jim. So I do like that song. What I'm saying, and then rest in peace to Kobe. We all love Kobe.
Oh,
He has bad history.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson potentially coming back for a boxing return. He makes movies like Hangover Part 1 and 2. We laugh at him.
Mm-hmm.
He went to jail for rape. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we just... It just feels like people pick and choose when they want to, like, use the... And I think it's bad for Torey because people already hated him to begin with. He was already very divisive in the sense he was kind of like the artist where it's like, yeah, my girlfriend wants to put him on sometimes, but I don't really like him. Like that's the general vibe I've gotten from Torey Lanez. Working with a lot of, like, at Capone's, everybody didn't like Torey Lanez. And I've met girls who do like Torey Lanez, and his fans are often females, and he even often raps about the fact that girls like him, guys don't. And now that you have him shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, it's just like I don't think he can come back from it. I think he's toast.
You really think so?
I do. And it's because I think he violated an area that was the main source of his fans, which was women.
Yeah, I think you're right, actually.
So
I think you're right.
And Ryan, he's got plenty of music. Trust me, the dude has like over 20 mixtapes. So if you're ever getting bored of like listening to what's on Apple Music, just look up mixtape discography and you'll find it downloaded for a mix. I'm telling you, like, he's got so much. If his career's done, if he never makes another song, there's plenty of shit to listen to.
Yeah, you said that, you kind of went on the topic of, like, and not to get all, like, theoretical, but, like, people try and separate art from the person that created it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, we saw this with, we didn't see this with, what's his name, Joey D'Elia? Chris D'Elia.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And, like, there's plenty of comedians like that, and there's plenty of artists like that, like Chris Brown, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. I think usually people would either pick a side, but in reality, people pick and choose.
Yeah,
people pick and choose. Hey, I actually like this a lot, so I'm just going to ignore it.
Exactly.
Pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And just enjoy myself.
Yeah. It's like...
And
it makes perfect sense, though.
It does.
It does.
I do it, too.
Because you, like, think about, like, R. Kelly. Like, that's a guy who's a creep.
Yep.
All that stuff.
Yep.
Horrible person. But there's probably some diehard R. Kelly fans out there who still want to listen to his music.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like someone threw on an R. Kelly album. I'd be like, wait, what are we doing?
Me too.
But that's because I'm not an R. Kelly fan. So when someone throws on R. Kelly, I immediately think of a guy abusing women and running basically a sex ring and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm like, turn this off.
Same thing for me.
Exactly.
And I can't get over when people play Tekashi. I don't know why.
Exactly.
People are like into it, and I'm like,
yeah.
Are we pretending that, like, he's not? He didn't, like, F a 13-year-old? Like, are we?
Oh, that too, and yeah.
And also he's just disgusting.
It's funny. Most people are like, "Are we gonna forget he's a snitch?" Everybody forgets about the whole.
He's a snitch,
but
too,
he's also a predator.
He was convicted.
Yeah. So
went to jail. Was on probation for it.
Yeah. So people pick and choose,
And I do the same thing. Like, I would.
And I do want. I think
I would choose to.
I think we need to be clear.
What?
I don't think there's anything wrong with that when you're dealing with someone who's created a body of work in a public eye, and we can't control what they do privately.
And this is why I think it is okay to separate
the art and the
from
artist.
The person
exactly.
who created the artist.
If I want to watch American Beauty with Kevin Spacey, I should be able to watch American Beauty with Kevin Spacey. It's just I'm not.
What did Kevin Spacey do again? Was it pedophile or something like
yeah,
that?
he raped young actors, young men actors under the age of 18 and stuff, and years of abuse and all that stuff. Yeah.
Oh wow, it was bad.
It was bad.
I didn't even follow this.
He was one of the first ones in 2017 after Harvey Weinstein. He was one of the very first to get.
Dang.
And he was one of the worst ones too.
And that was like his coming out too, huh?
Because when he got when he got Me
Dude.
Too'd, he used it as like, oh, I'm gay, I'm sorry. And everyone was like, nice try. No. No. Mm-mm. We already knew you were gay, buddy.
Wow,
But
the public
don't.
actually like made the right decision there.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
There's no backing out of that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's no saving with a... Yeah, so pretty much what Ryan and I are trying to say is if someone fucks up, if someone that you look up to fucks up and they've created something or they've created a group of something and you want to still appreciate it, there's nothing wrong with appreciating what they've created because you didn't do their fuck up and you're not the bad person. So
I agree.
and
I think
you and me can, because I can say Torey Lanez, like, if he shot her in the foot, he should go to prison for assault with a deadly weapon. Like, it's as simple as that.
And I think that right there, like, you can ignore a person from his or her or theirs art
Yeah.
if they paid the price for it, right? And I think that is like what's key is like you're in the back of your mind, like you may not even know, but you're like, okay, like the system that we have in place took care of this person, but like they created this and it's enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly.
Like with, who are you just talking about? Or like Torey Lanez, right?
Yeah.
This would be a perfect example. Like if Torey Lanez really does go to jail, I'm going to have no problem listening to his music.
Yeah, I am too. Yeah. Same.
If he doesn't go to jail, there might be like a thought in the back of my mind like, oh man, this guy shot someone.
Yeah, he shot someone. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We're not, yeah, Ryan and I aren't trying to like say Torey Lanez is a good person. We're just saying we like his music. You're like, we're really like, fuck that guy if he shot her. And Ryan and I could both beat him up, so it's not really that big of a deal. Like if it really came down to it and we had to like, we could take him, so whatever, We'd kick his ass if we got the chance to, because he fucking shot a defenseless woman. So yeah,
dude,
I mean that goes without saying.
I love that. Plus, like, I kick his ass.
And now when I listen to his music, I just think about kicking his ass.
It's so funny how someone can just be like, "Yeah, bro, I kick his ass." Like, you have no fighting experience. Like, I have literally.
I
not
have no
thrown a
fighting
punch.
experience. No.
Frank, I have not thrown a punch since my brother and I fought in like middle school. That is the last time, and I think I missed.
The only time
I don't know how to do it.
The only time
You
I've taken a
and,
punch,
like, you pull too early, and
yeah,
you just swing in the air.
it's also funny. You can hurt yourself if you don't know how to punch.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you throw a punch.
You can.
That's
you
what I.
Get some serious.
That's what I think
tears.
is a good detail in movies when you have a character who you don't think should be punching anybody, and you have them punch somebody. It's usually smart to have them react like they hurt themselves too.
You know what's funny about that?
My fucking hand, man. You're just like waving your hand.
You know what that reminds me of is Keanu Reeves with The Matrix.
Oh yeah,
He's just like, he's really skinny in that movie too. He's not like built. He's just fucking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Literally, just the guy just he gets thrown back by his punch.
That's a sick movie. That's gonna have a fourth one.
Sick movie. I just don't buy it. Like, really, Keanu, like, you have that much power that you just punch someone and he literally jumped back three feet.
Yeah, there's no rules in that movie though.
Yeah,
there's
I mean, maybe I'm.
Will Smith turned that role down.
Did he really?
Of Neo, yeah. He didn't get it.
Did we ever talk about? Yeah, we did, right?
Yeah, we talked about the entanglement. Yeah, the Wachowski siblings who were writing and directing The Matrix, they pitched them the movie, and Will Smith was like, "Wait, I'm in a computer, but I'm not in a computer. I don't get it. I'm good." And then he went and did The Wild Wild West, which was a terrible movie.
Damn.
Let's jump real quick. Republican National Convention.
Okay.
Real fast.
What time are we at? Check real quick. Do you know what time it started?
Yeah, no, we're at 43 minutes right now.
Cool. Okay. Let's run
real quick.
Wrap this up. Wow. Okay, everyone.
The Republicans
that's listening. Literally, Frank pulled out a newspaper. Okay.
Yeah, I pulled out a newspaper. I just had to read this quote from the first day of the Republican National Convention yesterday.
Who's quote?
Donald Trump Jr.
Okay. Oh,
so
yeah.
Donald Trump Jr. The action and heir apparent to some of the most incendiary aspects of his father's politics framed the election. So Donald Trump Jr., he sums up the election between Biden and Trump as this: it's shaping up to be church, work, and school versus rioting, looting, and vandalism. In other words, if you vote for Donald Trump, you're voting for the continuation of work, church, and school. And if you're voting for Joe Biden, you are voting for America to turn into a rioting, looting, and vandalism hub.
Here's my thing. Listen, people,
And real quick,
Donald Trump is not religious. Can we just, bottom line, he's not.
no, but he
was
uses it
never
as
religious.
he uses
He
it
was
as a
never
ploy.
religious before he started running.
That's true. Not at all.
Or he was like religious like I was in high school, which is like I said I was, but I really wasn't because I had never been to church in 4 years or something.
This is also a great quote from Donald Trump that lines up with what Ryan's talking about. He says, referring to the Democrats, they want no guns, they want no oil and gas, and they want no God.
Okay, nobody really should want oil and gas. Have you seen Teslas? Does anyone look at a Tesla?
Have you seen how fast they go?
Does anyone look at a Tesla?
I know
like,
nobody. I know we can't afford them, but
you know what's crazy is I bet people do look at Tesla like that.
oh, they look
It's
at it like,
ridiculous.
yeah. I mean,
What do we get yourself a fucking truck?
see, here's the thing, man.
Which trucks are sick.
Trucks are sick, and what you say right there about people looking at it and saying, "Oh, that sucks," dude. That's 100% true. You know, because people are
I
set.
just can't imagine.
People are set in their ways. And that's why you have statements like, you know, church, school, and work versus, you know, rioting and vandalism.
I was thinking about it today, and I was thinking, you know, why is this happening in America? Like, why? Like, I get it. Like, we're the most, like, you know, we're the most progressive. And I was thinking, like, why is this happening? And I came to the conclusion, and like obviously it's really complex. But if I was gonna nail it down, I think there's two things. Two things. One is we're a big fucking country, dude. We have so many people here, and we're extremely widespread. Like, you put America and Europe, and we have like 40 countries.
Yeah.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, we would have 50. Duh. Okay.
Yeah. Duh.
Two, we're diverse.
Yes,
Like,
we are.
That is really key because people like to think, oh, racism like isn't real. Like, I don't care. But like, when it comes down to it, it's like rooted. It's rooted in that diversity causes issues.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it cause issues? Well, because some people have a better chance at success than other people.
Yes.
Like, if that wasn't true, then I don't think that we would have these issues with just having a diverse population.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you got to think, it's like, okay, why is the public opinion so polarizing?
Mm-hmm.
It's because we have like places in America which are not diverse, and then we have places in America which are super diverse. It's okay, the super diverse places have this opinion, and then the super, white places are like, well, that's not, like, why are we, like, that's not an issue.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, well, how do you
make other people realize that there's an issue going on over here, and then make those other people realize there's an issue going on over here, and then
and vice versa.
Yeah,
right? Like, I don't want to
exactly.
claim it's like, this people's fault or this people's fault, like,
Yeah.
this population's fault.
we're just
There's
we're
issues
so
everywhere.
separated.
And it's like, how am I supposed to vote for someone for issues going on in Ohio? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there are people that will lose their jobs if Kohl's gets shut down. And, like, I'm voting for them to get shut down. Like, I would vote for that.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Yeah.
it low-key resonates with me that people are voting for coal production to be increased, because imagine being born in a coal production town. That's all you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't really have fiber optic internet, so you're barely on the internet. You read books and newspaper, and you drink coffee in the morning, and you go to your coal mining job. Sucks, but sometimes,
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically, like, you have to be able to understand the other side.
Yeah. Big time.
It's tough. And I think that's why we have all these issues, is because we're too fucking big,
And that's why
and we're really diverse.
this goes back to what we were talking about last episode. Getting stuck in the two-party system.
Mm-hmm.
It's why we have the two-party system. We're so big, we need a simple way to divide us. We need left or right, because we have to stay organized. We have to technically have the majority of America choose somebody to lead us, and choose a an ideology of ideas to lead us, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the thing. I don't think we're ever going to be, I mean, until like sections of the earth start blowing up or whatever. But until that happens, there's always going to be people who don't care about the environment in terms of oil and gas and all that stuff. And so as long as that's why we need the two sides in a way to be so different, because we need to go through, we need to change in a way.
And and it sucks because like, you know, people want this like immediate change and like they're not seeing it. And like it's frustrating, you know, because like I do not support like the vandalism and I do not support like the rioting, you know, like that shit should not be happening.
Yeah.
I support the movements, but like people just get so entangled in like their views and they don't see the other side's opinion and or case, and if you do have that opinion, you're dead to them, you're a racist, blah blah blah, right?
Yeah.
And that is a problem. And it's like, you know, we didn't build this great nation by having things that could change immediately, you know? Like, I don't know, it just doesn't work that way. And so it's going to take time, unfortunately. It's going to take time. And, like, that's so fucking shitty to say, you know? Like, why does it take time? Why does it take time for other people to get, you know, what you believe?
Yeah.
It just takes time. It takes one person at a time. Literally, one person at a time. That is how you change public opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
But I just want to talk about the fact that Donald Trump Jr., okay, literally, what did he say? What was the quote? The second quote that you said? Something about oil and gas.
Oh, yeah. This is what Trump said. Trump said
this.
They want no guns, they want no oil and gas, and they want no God, he said of Democrats. I like, they want no guns, they want no oil, and they want no God.
But the fact that he says that they want no oil, it's like, what doesn't everyone want no oil? Like, listen, if we were really smart, we would be going nuclear, okay? I swear to God we would. France is 75% nuclear right now, 100% renewable.
Yeah.
All they do is freaking heat up some particle. I don't know how it works, bro, but they just absorb all that energy. It's incredible. I mean, people are afraid that, you know, it's going to explode and stuff like that. And, I mean, that's valid. You know, it has happened in the past. But at a certain point, you just got to do it, you know? Mm-hmm. Solar, wind. I mean, you want to think about the environment, like...
Yeah, most
imagine all those fields that you have to take up to put a bunch of, you know, wind turbines or solar panels there. I mean, I don't know. But I just can't, you know, a part of me is happy that he's saying that because, like, I don't like the guy, and I hope that he's quoted in, like, the bad part of the history books as saying that and just being, like, looked down upon.
Yeah.
As like future people are looking back at us and they're like, you guys are idiots. Like now we're suffering the consequences. And like we already are. Like,
well, his whole coronavirus response is definitely going to be studied in textbooks.
Oh, there you go. You're right.
Because he's just been lying to us.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, we talked about that.
So
we should probably end here, but
yeah,
we talked about that it was Axios interview or something like that where he's literally making shit up. Mm-hmm. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about people. He doesn't give a fuck about you. He doesn't. No matter what you think, no matter how much he says, oh, I love God, blah, 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 he doesn't care.
Hold on, I'm checking real quick.
What's up?
I'm seeing if Jacob Blake, the recent man who was shot in the back by police.
Oh, yeah, that looked really bad. Here's my thing is like
Okay, so he's been paralyzed and his family's hoping for a miracle. It's going to take a miracle for Jacob Blake Jr. to ever walk again.
Here's my thing. I don't want to say anything about it. And I'll tell you why.
Okay, dude.
I don't want to hop on because I don't know anything about the situation. All I know is I saw a video.
Yeah.
He was walking away from cops.
And they shot him in the back 7 times.
Now, in that itself, it looks tragic, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
That should never happen. But I don't know the context. I haven't really looked into it. People are saying that he was like a super bad criminal, that he was going for a gun. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in here it says, this article, CNN says, 29-year-old man.
It's CNN though.
It's true. You know, who
I don't know,
do
I
we
don't
trust?
wanna
Who do we
quote
trust? But he says 2 days after police shot him so he undergoing surgery Tuesday afternoon. 2 days after police shot him at close range as he tried to enter an SUV. In the vehicle were his 3, 5, and 8-year-old sons.
Oh God, that just fucking.
And then you have his father describing the shooting as a senseless attempted murder. So
No matter the situation, it's tragic because like you wouldn't want someone to be paralyzed and or die. You wouldn't want someone to be shot in front of their kids.
Yeah.
Right.
And
now,
even if he is a criminal, why are you taking that force of action to bring him in when his back is to you and he's walking to his car?
1,000%. Here's the thing, though. What was he doing? Was he going for a gun? Was he? Who does anyone know? Like, what is the context of the situation?
The video shows it.
The video shows him going for something. He's going to his car.
Have you seen the video?
Yeah, whether he's ignoring police and just being like, "Nah, fuck you guys."
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Here's the thing.
Because there's stuff flowing around about everything.
I think about every single TV show that has a cop shooting at bad guys
Yeah.
without like a racial storyline trying to be told. It's just they're not like when you in a TV show when they're not focusing on violence the cops cause and they're just showing an action scene between cops shooting at bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
They always have the bad guy shoot first.
It's a good point.
The bad guy always pulls a gun and starts shooting, and then the cops are gun, and then they start shooting back.
Yeah.
This is not that.
No.
Even if this guy is going for a gun, even if he's got his all 3 sons in the car and he's got a gun in there, even if with those scenarios, why are you shooting him when he's walking to the car with his back turned? What happened to? It's just like I don't care how terrible of a person he is. The way you shot him isn't how police are supposed to act, and police are still behaving in the wrong way, and it just shows that. And it's almost as bad as like the climate we're in now. It's like I feel like racist cops are just gonna be acting out worse now because they'll feel attacked.
It's gonna be a situation where
almost
some
as if they do it for attention,
empowered.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no way, like they're attacking me.
They're attacking police.
Our system. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, 7 times in the back. Like what?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
What are the other 6? What are the other 6 shots for?
Even if he had, let's say, hypothetically, worst case scenario, he opened the car door, had a gun right on that chair. He grabs it 7 times. You pop him 7 times.
Yeah.
That's overkill, dude.
Yeah.
Like what it wasn't called for, regardless of the situation, like we just talked about. So yeah.
Yeah, well,
my heart goes out to his family.
Yeah, we just hope Jacob Blake is walking again.
Right.
And and then we'll end it there.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to end it, man.
Episode 33.
Or else we'll keep going.
Yeah, true.
All right, brother.
Cheers up.
Cheers up, man. 33, signing off, everyone. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you made it this far.
We love you.
We love you.